A North Island man is swearing by his smart car tonight after surviving a collision with a 900-pound elk. It might sound counterintuitive, but he says it's the size of his car that saved his life. CTV's Jessica Lepp reports with a warning, some of the images in this story are graphic.
This is all that's left of a smart car after colliding with a 900-pound elk south of Campbell River.
I immediately was kind of having some thoughts like that, this could really be it.
A smashed windshield, a totaled front end, and debris littering the interior.
If you look at it, it's pretty much a total loss.
Chris Markovich was traveling south on Highway 19 last Thursday evening, just past this warning sign.
And I almost passed far enough where I could turn my high beams back on, and as I was going to turn them back on, it was elk, boom.
Markovich says the impact sent him and his tiny car flying.
I actually could hear the wind coming through the windshield.
And then the car began rolling.
Rolling about 4 or 5 times after that, like onto the hood and on the frame, and I just held on to the steering wheel for dear life.
The car eventually came to rest upright on this grass meridian. Markovich walked away from the crash with only the cuts on his hands, minor scrapes on his head, and bruising from the seatbelts.
I'll tell you, it's definitely a head scratcher for sure. Yeah.
Tow truck operator Nelson Christensen says it's miraculous the driver wasn't seriously injured or even killed, given the size of the elk involved.
He was so large you couldn't just put him in the back of a pickup or dispose of him that way, so we had to winch him onto one of our 5-ton deck trucks. No, most of the impact you can see is all in the front, right?
Christensen suspects it was the size of the car that likely saved his life.
I think in this case he was probably too big to go through the windshield.
Because it doesn't have a protruding bumper, the paramedics, the police officer, and the nurses and doctor at the hospital all told me if it were any other car, it would likely have hit it at the knees and propelled it head first into the windshield, impaling me.
The elk, however, not so lucky. It died upon impact.
I mean, I couldn't see myself driving anything else at this point, considering that I'm still here.
Markovich says because of how well his tiny smart car held up, he fully intends to replace it with a new one. Jessica Lepp, CTV News, Campbell River.